then you can request up to an additional $150,000 or up to $800,000 in that program area priority for that application. Requesting this additional amount requires a significant collaboration in the proposal with a phase strengthening eligible partner or an international partner. And phase stands for Food and Agricultural Science Enhancement Opportunity. Next slide, please. So in terms of one of the eligible institutions having to be either phase strengthening eligible or an international partner, I'm going to focus on the phase strengthening eligibility in this slide. So these are institutions that are within EPSCoR states. So either state agricultural experiment stations or degree granting institutions in EPSCoR states and eligible for AFRI EPSCoR funding. So EPSCoR stands for Established Program for Stimulating Competitive Research. So that's one type of phase eligible, strengthening eligible institution. The other two types are minority serving institutions or small to mid-size institutions, both of which must have limited institutional success. So minority serving institution is one that has greater than 50% total enrollment of all minority groups. And a small to mid-sized institution is one that has less than 17,500 total enrollment of all students, including part-time and graduate students. Additional information on eligibility for these three types of institutions is listed in this hot link here on our website. Next slide, please. So one of those three types of institutions, either in an EPSCoR state, small to mid-sized institution, or minority serving institution, they can either be a partner institution or they can be the lead institution on a partnership application, and then they can have any other type of institution as a partner, whether it's another strengthening eligible or whether it's an international partner or even a non-strengthening eligible institution in the US. The partner institutions, whatever they are, must be reflected among the listed project director and co-project directors on the key personnel. And a minimum of $150,000 of the budget must be allocated as subawards to the eligible institutional partners, if they're not the lead institution. But $150,000 minimum subawards of the partner institutions total. And I'll just add that you have to have two institutions to have a partnership. Partnership can't be one of these strengthening eligible institutions as the lead and then have no collaborating institutions, because you can't have a partnership with a total number of institutions of one. Next slide, please. So the grant types that are eligible for this partnership are standard grants, and they can either be regular standard grants or strengthening standard grant applications of any type. And as I said in the previous slide, strengthening eligible institutions may apply as the lead institution, or they may be a partner and on as co-PD on partnership application. There's another partnership opportunity in the RFA in a select number of programs. 6 program area priorities listed on here, A1201 through A1541. And this partnership is called the US-Ireland Tripartite Collaborative Partnership. And these are not eligible for this partnership opportunity. You can select one opportunity or the other, but not both for a type of grant. And the reason for that is Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland are already contributing funds to their own project directors on these US-Ireland Tripartite Collaborative Grants. Next slide, please. So I'd encourage you to read the RFA for the full details on this partnership arrangement, and then contact the program contacts listed in the RFA if you have additional questions. When you're putting your application for these partnership opportunities together, the title of your application should begin with partnership in all caps, followed by a colon, and then the full title of your grant. If your program area priority already has title requirements, such as data science for food and agricultural sciences, which begins DSFAS, then you would start at DSFAS space partnership colon and then full title of your grant. Keep in mind that your grant will be truncated, grant proposal title will be truncated after 180 keystrokes. I believe that may be the last slide, but I'll turn it over to my colleagues in Plant Systems. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Christian Tobias, and I'm the National Program Leader for A1141, Plant Breeding for Agricultural Production. So in 2022, we're encouraging partnership applications, and plant breeding is an important part of plant health production and plant products. This particular program encourages applications to improve crop productivity, efficiency, quality, and performance, and that are relevant to the goals enumerated in the USDA plant breeding roadmap. These can include increased nutrient use efficiency, photosynthetic efficiency, tolerance of biotic and abiotic stresses, improved nutritional quality or taste and aroma, as well as statistical or methodological approaches to improve plant breeding. So I think that's all. Just go ahead and go on to the next program.
Great, thank you, Christian. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is John Erickson. I'm the National Program Leader for the Physiology of Agricultural Plants program. This is also an AFRI FAS program that's focused on improving productivity or other performance factors of agriculturally important plants using molecular, biochemical, whole plant, agronomic, or ecophysiological approaches. And so some of the areas specifically that sub-priorities that we are interested in are mechanisms associated with plant growth and developmental processes. So things like plant architecture, carbon assimilation, source sink relationships. And we're also interested in mechanisms on plant responses to abiotic stresses, including increased water use efficiency. And you may notice there that we don't include biotic stresses. And that's intentional because we have a lot of other programs that kind of cover that area. So we focus on abiotic stresses in this program. And then finally, nutrient uptake, assimilation, and utilization. particularly increase plant use efficiency for nitrogen, phosphorus, or other nutrients. Next slide, please. And so this program code is A1152. Just want to highlight our application deadline for the upcoming submission cycle is October 6th, 2022. The maximum award amount, as Mark covered, is $800,000 for partnerships, $650,000 if you don't have a partnership. And this particular program accepts research projects only, as opposed to integrated like research extension, that type of thing. And if you have any questions about that, please reach out to me, either at my cell number there or at my email address, which is just my name, john.erickson@usda.gov. And next slide, please. I think it's over to animal systems now. I'm not sure if Frank's going to take that or Mark.
All right, so hi everybody, I'm Frank Sievert and I'm in Animal Systems Division, and going to be going over some of our next features here. So the Animal Breeding Genetics and Genomics program, it has a brand new name from this year on. We fund standard research grants in this program here, and some of our areas of research are, novel quantitative genetics methods. And those include all kinds of theory, basically getting things in a form that people can use or developing the theory behind those. Also, we look at, supporting projects that look at national or regional breeding strategies for a variety, any animal agricultural species. Those could be biotic or abiotic stresses. We look into genetic diversity, including inbreeding management and the storage of germplasm for future utilization, and then crossbreeding or genome modification. And also the need to develop new phenotypes to help advance selection goals. These could be, the objectives could be the same agronomic interest, but there's creative ways to develop new phenotypes to measure that. And those include high throughput methods that rely less and less on humans to do that collection. Next slide. Also in this program, there's a document that's the US Animal Genome Blueprint that's valid from 2018 to 2027, I believe. And there's 7 major areas in there. So for this year, we also have these 4 topics that were pulled out that will receive special attention in this program. So the program gives $650,000 for standard research grants, but for these proposals that fall into the blueprint, we're offering to double that money, so up to 1.3 million. So those 4 elements that are in there are the ones that are eligible for this program. That should be made very clear in the application. The others that are identified in the blueprint can still be submitted, but just as a regular research grant. So limited to the $650,000. Next slide, please. So what you see there, about $800,000, that is including the partnership eligibility. The blueprints, we don't make them eligible for partnerships because there's already a substantial higher amount in there. But of course, collaboration with the minority serving institutions or any phase eligible institution or international could also be included in here. Next slide, please. Guess there will be some other colleague now.
Hi, Frank, it's me, Kathy. I'm Kathy Bjork, and I am the National Program Leader, along with Tim Sullivan, who oversees the diseases of agricultural animals. This is program A1221. And in this program area priority, we emphasize the cellular, molecular, genetic, or whole animal aspects of animal health and disease. We emphasize maintaining healthy agricultural animals for a safe and adequate food supply. So in this, we also focus on maintenance of homeostasis, including innate immune responses. We have a fairly large component for disease prevention and control, including vaccines, reverse vaccinology, breeding for resistance, management, and diagnostics. We also have a component for therapeutic interventions for disease reduction or treatment, and we do support research into minor use animal drugs. And then finally, we have applications for development of publicly accessible, reasonably priced immunological reagents for ruminants, swine, equine, aquaculture, or poultry. Next slide, please. So this program code, as I said, was A1221. Our deadline this year is August 11th of 2022. The maximum award amount for a partnership is $800,000, and our standard grants without a partnership are $650,000. And as I said before, the program leaders for this are Tim Sullivan and myself. I think we'll go on to the next slide, please. I think this goes to either Angelica or Mark.
Or it actually comes back to me here.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. Yeah, this is the other program that I help co-manage. It's the welfare of agricultural animals. So A1251. And so here we're looking at objectively advancing measures of animal welfare, and we're looking really on an outcome-based criteria here. So most of the projects that come to us, they look at pain management, they use it, slaughter methods, they use it, animal adaptation or mitigation to uncomfortable situations, including temperature stress. Sometimes thermal could be heat or could be cold. We also like to see proposals that investigate how the microbiome has an effect on animal welfare. Selection experiments that have as the ultimate goal increased robustness, diminishing of prejudicious behaviors, or increasing favorable social effects. And last but not least, if some methods can be developed or some alternatives can be developed to reduce or replace the use of animals in agricultural research, those are also welcome in this program here. Next slide, please. So as I said, the code here is 1251, and just like the other 4 major programs, legacy programs in animal production, the deadline is August 11. We do an $800,000 maximum award here, and these could have integration of research with extension or research with education in there. Myself and Mark Miranda are in charge of this program. I guess we can go to another institute now.
Hello, my name is Hongda Chen. I'm a national program leader in the Institute of Food Safety and Nutrition in the Division of Food Safety. The program that you are looking at is food safety and defense. The program scope is to look at basic and applied research that will reduce the risk of intentional and unintentional contamination of foods. You can read that list of the priorities within this program, following the tradition that we pay great attention to microbial pathogenic threats to the food, the very different important aspect with that. We also look at the technologies for processing, manufacturing, packaging, cleaning, and for improving food safety. And we particularly mentioned about the low moisture food as there are foodborne outbreaks associated with the low moisture food being reported in the recent years. The last year's RFA might not clearly indicate that as the only food safety and defense program or the major food safety and defense program,
the scope is broad, not only microbiological threats. And so we clearly spelled out in this one that indicated that the other food safety hazards like allergens, physical hazards, and toxic chemicals are included within this program. So next slide, please. Yep. The program code is A1332, and the deadline is August 25th. And for the partnership and the funding ceiling is the 800K. Dr. Mark Carter, expert in the food microbiology as well as chemistry, and is the lead NPL in this program. So please consult him if you need further information or guidance. You can also reach out to me as well. So I will turn it over to my colleague, Dr. Lisa Jens, for the next program.
Hello, everyone. As Hung just said, I'm Lisa. Whoops, no, I've got my camera on. I'm Lisa Jans. I'm a national program leader in the Institute of Food Safety and Nutrition, Division of Nutrition, and I'm going to talk to you about the Food and Human Health RFA today. This investigates nutrients and contaminants in food and their impact on gut microbiota in humans. The applicants must address one or more of the following to enhance the nutritional value of foods through improved bioavailability or improved absorption of vitamins, minerals, and bioactive components, including nanoscale delivery, to investigate the multidirectional impact of food composition and structure on human gut health to assess the safety, quality, and nutritional value of foods. And this RFA is not for the development of dietary supplements or nutrient databases. Next slide, please. So Food and Human Health is due September 1st of this year. Like the other programs, it's a maximum award amount of $800,000, and you can contact me, Dr. Lisa Jans, or Dr. Lydia Calme at this contact information. And now Mallory Kamings is up.
Thank you very much. I'd like to share with you all that the Diet, Nutrition, and Prevention of Chronic Diseases program area is also inviting partnership applications. There are 3 sub-priorities to this integrated program area. I certainly want to stress that it is one of the few program area priorities that is accepting only integrated projects. So if your area of work is focusing on integrated approaches that improve eating patterns, prevent or control diet-related chronic diseases, if you're working on any integrated interventions that would improve or sustain health or achieve nutritional security, or if you're working on evidence-based approaches that improve both food security and nutritional health in underserved rural or remote populations, please consider applying to this program area priority. On the next slide, you will see the program area code. Please be sure to accurately enter that in your application. I also very much want to emphasize again here that only integrated projects are accepted to the Diet, Nutrition, and Prevention of Chronic Diseases program area. And this program area defines integrated by any 2 out of the 3 functions of agriculture. So research, education, or extension, any 2 of those 3, that's the expectation for these projects. And because this is an integrated program area, these are 3 to 4 year projects. With the partnership, the maximum budget is $1,150,000. So please, if you have any questions, my contact information is shown here, and I would be happy to follow up with you later. I will now turn it back to Dr. Hongda Chen.
Thanks, Mary. This is yet another program at the Institute of Food Safety and Nutrition, offers the opportunity to partnership on applications. The program Novel Foods and Innovative Manufacturing Technology, as its title suggests, focus on the two larger domains of the food science and technology. First one is that look at the research on the quality, safety, and nutrition of novel foods and novel food ingredients. And then the second domain is that look at advanced food manufacturing technologies that really look at ensure the more sustainable, resilient, healthy food supplies in US. Sometimes you will find a project that cross over these two domains. That will be okay. Here list the four priority areas. First, the two focus on the properties and the utilities of novel foods. And then the next one is look at a broader domain of the innovative and sustainable manufacturing technology that increase the productivity, improving quality and the nutrition of the food, of the products. And then we also encourage the application to look at improving shelf life and minimize food waste and then loss. And the next slide, please. Yep. The program code 1364 and deadline September 1st. And the partnership awards seating at 800K. And any questions you may direct it to me at the contacts. Dr. Mark Carter is my partner in this one, and he can also provide advices as well. So with that, and now we turn it over to a different institute.
Thank you, Chan. I'm Sandeep Kumar. I'm the National Program Leader of the Soil Health Program. So this program deals with the foundational and applied research to advance scientific understanding of soil physical and biochemical processes. And this also program deals with assessment, development, and adoption of models, different decision support tools, new conservation practices. Those are helpful in enhancing or maintaining soil health and productivity, while maintaining or improving environmental health and sustainability of our natural resources. And last one, this program deals with interactions between social and human dimensions, with environmental and economic dimension are highly encouraged. Next slide, please. So the program code is A1401. Usually it's in the fall, but it changes later with the deadline. It's due September 1st. And maximum strengthening grant is $750,000 and $900,000 with the partnership. And program for the strengthening lasts 3 to 4 years. So you can contact me if any question. Sandeep Kumar, this is my email address, and my colleague Yomi Zamora. So over to Jim now. Thank you very
much. Thanks very much, Sandeep. I appreciate that. My name is Jim Dobrovolsky, and I am the national program leader who is with Environmental Systems and part of the Institute for Bioenergy, Natural Resources, and Environment. And I manage the Water Quantity and Quality program, our Water Q&Q. And it is focused on the reduction of the use of fresh water and to improve the ag resilience and sustainability by innovative approaches, tools, and technologies. And we also look at the evaluation of the physical and biogeochemical interactions, fluxes, freight and transport, transformation and storage of single or multiple nutrients, pathogens, or constituents of environmental concern, which are really important relative to the use of such non-traditional water sources as recycled water for irrigation. We broadened the program this year to include the mitigation of soil salinity from the use of lower quality water sources in agriculture, like recycled water, and also the conservation of surface and groundwater quantity through the research of agroecosystems. We also included this year soil erodibility and erosion. So you can look to that in your partnership proposal. Next slide. So the program code is A1411. The deadline this year is September 1st, 2022. And the maximum award with partnership is $900,000. So contact me, Dr. Jim Dobrovolsky, at either my phone number or my email. Be glad to talk to you about a partnership coming up. Thanks, and I'll turn it over to Amy.
Thank you, Jim. Good afternoon. I'm Amy Ganguly, a national program leader in the Global Climate Division and one of the national program leaders for the Sustainable Agroecosystems program. This research-only program seeks foundational and applied research to advance scientific understanding of processes and interactions in managed systems. And when we talk about managed systems, this is broad in scope, and that includes forests, conventional crops, specialty crops, rangelands, et cetera, as long as it's a managed system. The kind of projects that we see submitted to this program include those that focus on the assessment and development of new management or conservation practices with a focus on ecosystem services and resilience-based strategies. Within this program, applications must do one or more of the following. And so really these are the two routes that you can go. You can include both in your applications, but the first one being an emphasis that connects ecosystem health to production system functionality, productivity, socioeconomic viability, sustainability, biodiversity, and the production of other ecosystem services. Or the emphasis on assessing new approaches that lead to the improvement of ecosystem health and productivity in managed systems that are currently under stress while enhancing ecosystem services. Now, those systems under stress include climate change, pathogens, invasive species. So this is a pretty unique program, heavy emphasis on the ecosystem services. And with that, next slide, please. The program code for this is A1451. Our deadline for submission is September 15th. The maximum award size with the partnership component is $800,000. And in addition to myself, the other two national program leaders associated with this program are Jiomi Zamora and Adam Wilkie. We're now going to switch to another institute, which is Agricultural Systems and Technology.
Hi, I'll go ahead.
Steve, well, here, this is Honda Chen again, and I look after this program, Nanotechnology for Agriculture and the Food System. As its title suggests, this is a look at the science at the juncture, at the joint of nanotechnology in agriculture and food technologies. So in other words, if it's excellent, the proposal focus on the nanotechnology with no relevance to agriculture and the food system, you probably should go to other agencies within the National Nanotechnology Initiative space. Or if this is a greater the proposal to look at advanced agriculture and food technologies, not at a nano scale level, and you can look up to many other programs that are presented here today, but not this program. So this must be nano and agriculture and food technologies. So as you look at the wider domains that you can apply to, you can look at the novel uses and high value added products of nanobiomaterial. You can look at the environmental health and safety assessment of the engineered nanoparticles. You can look at the nanotechnology enabled sensors for accurate, reliable cause effect, rapid detection of agrochemicals, pathogens, and contaminants. You can look at the distributed sensing network for intelligent and precision agriculture, and the nanotechnology enabled tool sets, new tool sets for explore agricultural biology. And then finally, discovery of a nanoscale phenomenon process structure relevant and important to the agricultural and food system. Next slide, please. So program A1511, proposals due August 25th. and 800K for partnership program. And join me, you have a Dr. Jim Dabrowski, you saw the moment ago, as a co-lead for this program, and Dr. Ganesh Bra and then Dr. Mark Carter, and also 4 of us for this program. Thank you. Now let's turn it to Steve.
Hi, I'm Stephen Thompson. Been with NIFA about six and a half years. That slide that was passed through very quickly is the Agricultural Systems and Technology Division involves what Hongda just indicated: nanotechnologies, engineering, and data science. The program I'm going to mention is Engineering for Agricultural Production and Processing. This is A1521. I'm not going to read all those portions there, but I do want to point out a few things and a few changes that have occurred this time. Emphasis areas include, but are not limited to, enabling engineering, sensing, computing, modeling, automation, and information systems for plant and animal agriculture. We're also interested in mechanization of labor-intensive tasks, technologies for nutrient recovery from manure, and data science aspects within the broader scope of the system. We are interested in projects that might include development of assistive technologies. Now, this would be different than another NIFA program called AgriAbility, which provides access to assistive tech. That's an extension-based program. And of course, we are all interested in methods of breaking down technological barriers to adoption in integrated projects. Now, I do want to mention one thing. Projects that, this does not include precision crop or water management. We have a new program that was split off of this one called A1551, which I'll describe later. Next slide. Ganesh Bora and I work with this program. What's not said here is that we allow integrated and research projects. Integrated projects were already defined by Mallory earlier. Next slide. And now I'll turn it over to Vicki Finkenstedt.
Thank you, Steve. My name is Vicki Finkenstedt. I'm a national program leader in the Institute of Bioenergy, Climate, and the Environment. And this program is Biorefining and Biomanufacturing. Some of you might not recognize this title. That's because this program, A1531, underwent a name change this year. It was Bioprocessing and Bioengineering. Biorefining and Biomanufacturing reflect the breadth of projects that we get and also reflect USDA priorities. The research areas in this biorefining and biomanufacturing is similar to bioprocessing and bioengineering. It is improving or expanding the production efficiency and capacities of biomass, biofuels, the chemical feedstocks, renewable energy, and bio-based products. It includes improving or expanding utilization of that waste or byproducts generated in an agricultural and food system as a chemical feedstock. Engineering new and improved products and processes that utilize materials from agriculture or microorganisms. And we also like projects to address the long-term sustainability of biorefining or biomanufacturing systems, including the application of circular economic principles, life cycle analysis, and techno-economic assessments. Next slide, please. As I said before, the code is A1531. Our deadline for proposals is September 29th, 2022. As many programs, we offer the partnership amount. So our maximum award amount is $800,000. My contact information is there. I prefer email to phone, but I'll answer both. And my co-leads are Steve Thompson and Toby Aarons, and we are supported by Dr. Lynn Elliston Giddings. Now I'll turn it over to Ann Stapleton.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to talk about this cross-cutting program, Data Science for Food and Agricultural Systems. And as a cross-cutting program, it encompasses 2 areas or more. These applications must address one of the 6 AFRI priority areas for agriculture. So we also encourage proposals that support climate smart agriculture and forestry, which is a USDA priority, nutrition security, economic revitalization, and justice, and intersections of these areas. So the 6 Farm Bill areas and the USDA priorities in agriculture. The data science and AI aspects of the program, which are the other part of the cross-cutting program, should clearly relate to advancements in the US federal AI priorities and strategic plans. The additional information about all of these subject area desiderata are in the RFA, and I would also mention that we have additional details and links in the RFA to the FAIR and CARE data principles, which we strongly encourage. So competitive proposals in this area will, because it's cross-cutting, encompass both agricultural sciences and data sciences and AI, and have strengths in those areas. Next slide, please. The program code is A1541. So the maximum award amount is, as for other partnerships, $800,000 for partnerships. We also have the additional partnership budget amount for our Coordinated Innovation Network and Special Coordination Innovation Network priorities for climate and food supply modeling. So please consult the RFA for additional details or reach out to any of us, myself, Ann Stapleton, Ganesh Bora, Hongda Chan, or Steve Thompson. We're always happy to address any questions that you have. Thanks.
Hey, this is Stephen Thompson again. This is the new program, which, as you can see, involves all aspects of precision crop and water management and precision agriculture. Now, we do encourage integrated projects, project proposals to be submitted. And for this first year, project proposals, it may not be extremely obvious which program, A1521 or A1551, that it should fall in. And we will consult with you ahead of time and make sure it gets into the right program. Next. Okay, now as in the irrigation side of things, we would like to see integrated project proposals that have a high applicability, shall we say. And this was extracted actually from the A1521 and simply put into this new program. And of course, we'll be happy to discuss any ideas that you have for these integrated project proposals in this area. Next. Very much like the other one, we accept integrated and research proposals. 800K is the partnership amount maximum, 650K without the partnership. Next. And now I will turn this over to Charlotte, I think.
Yep, it's me.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Tuttle. I'm the National Program Leader for the Ag Economics programs. So the programs I'm talking about today include this first program, Economics, Markets, and Trade. So this is a general Ag Economics program. So what we're interested in funding in this program is any sort of research into the economics of agriculture and food policy, looking at farm labor shortages, international trade, economic and behavioral aspects of consumption and savings behavior. So we're interested in the supply side of agriculture as well as the demand side. So we want to understand agricultural production as well as consumer decision-making. We're also interested in looking at impacts of disasters on food supply, chain resistance, ag production, and consumer behavior. Next slide. So the program code is A1641 and our deadline is October 6th. So with a partnership, your maximum award can be up to $800,000. And I am the sole contact for this program. Next slide. So the other program is the Environmental and Natural Resource Economics program. So here we're looking at economic theories, tools, analyses related to ecosystem valuation and non-market benefit valuation. A number of these programs include conservation, pesticide, agro-environmental interaction. Next slide. So the program code for this is A1651 and the due date is September 15th of 2022. And like the other program, our maximum award is up to $800,000. And again, I am the contact for this program. So next I'm going to hand it over to Amir Fayed.
Thank you, Charlotte. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amir Fayed, and I'm a national program leader in the Division of Plant Systems Protection in the Institute of Food Production and Sustainability. I am one of the national program leaders co-leading the agricultural biosecurity programs. This program area priority focuses on increasing U.S. national capacity to prevent, rapidly detect, and respond to biological threats to U.S. agriculture and food supply. Applications must address one or more of the following: detection and diagnostics of transboundary, emerging or re-emerging pests and diseases associated with animal production systems, and or transboundary, emerging, re-emerging, or invasive diseases, insects and weeds associated with plant production systems. The second major priority is the rapid response to and recovery from pests and diseases that pose large-scale biosecurity threats to plant and animal production, including existing and imminent threats to U.S. agricultural production and food supply systems. Next slide, please. The program code is A1181. Application submission deadline is October 20th, 2022. Maximum award amount is $800,000 for a single function, including partnership, and $1 million for an integrated projects. I am one of the three contacts for this program. So in addition to myself, you may contact also Dr. Timothy Sullivan and Dr. Michelle Colby, and both of them are national program leaders in the Division of Animal Systems. With this, I think I'm going to turn it back to Amber. Thank you.
Thank you, Amber. There we go. I got my video back on. So I have up the non-discrimination statement. Just a reminder to everyone that that NIFA is part of the USDA and therefore is prohibited from discriminating on the basis of race, color, national origin, religion, sex, gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, age, marital status, family or parental status, income derived from public assistance program, political beliefs, and that any reprisal or retaliation or prior civil rights activity. There's a whole list there. Feel free to read that. We have a couple of questions about going back over the requirements for the strengthening partnership. Before we close out, we're also open to any questions from the attendees. Feel free to use the Q&A option at the bottom of your Zoom screen to access those. I'll go ahead and scroll back to the beginning so we can go over those requirements again.
So Amber, I saw that question and I can go ahead and start answering the eligibility requirements. Who can be the lead and who can be a partner? Okay. So for single function research, education, or extension, any entity within the US can be the lead institution. Okay. For integrated grant opportunities, and there's a couple programs that were described this afternoon that only accept integrated applications, then only agricultural experiment stations and degree granting institutions can be the lead for an integrated application in AFRI, as per the legislative authorization for AFRI, which does not allow any other type of institution to apply for an integrated project other than degree granting institutions and agricultural experiment stations. So with an eligible institution applying, one of the institution types, if we could scroll down through, I'm trying to get the ones that has, okay, right here, you've up, you had it, previous slide, right there. So any one of the type, either a partner institution or the lead institution, has to be under one or two. Okay, international partners obviously can't be the lead institution because we can't make grants to foreign entities. But in a partnership proposal, one institution has to be either a phase strengthening institution or an international partner. If the strengthening eligible institution is the lead, then they can have any type of institution as a partner because they fulfill this partner requirement. They can have an international partner, another phase eligible institution, or a federal agency, any type. I believe that should cover it. You just have to have one of these types as a partner, and under number one, phase strengthening, they can either be the lead or they could be the partner. If they're not the lead, then you could have one or two, international partner or phase strengthening eligible partner.
All right. Hopefully that clarifies. If not, please do feel free to use the Q&A function or to chat the panelists with any additional questions. Thank all of you so much for joining today, and to all the NPLs for covering their programs and giving us some more details about what exactly their programs cover and who is eligible to apply, what sorts of projects you can propose to those programs. I'll give it just a couple more seconds, but I think we'll be done for the day. For everyone registered, I will send an email out when the recording is available. And we will also post a recording to the NIFA website, so that'll be there for posterity. All right, thank you.